Assalamualaikum, and greetings to everyone. We are from Group 5 and today we will present our project title, Imam Al-Ghazali, Islamic scholar, a prominent and highly respected scholar during the Islamic Golden Age. This presentation is prepared by Nur Ali Hanani Harman, Nadia Karina binti Zaidi, Najwa Alia binti Muhammad Fazil, Iza Prizana binti Norizan, Muhammad Adwan Nakib bin Mak Nordin. So, um, let us begin with a powerful quote from Al-Ghazali, famous work Ihya Ulum al-Din. Knowledge is with knowledge without action is wastefulness, and action without knowledge is foolishness. This quote reminds us that both knowledge and action must go hand in hand. We proceed with introduction. Okay. For introduction, Imam Al-Ghazali, born in 1058 and passed away in 1111. Um, Imam Al-Ghazali was known as Hujjah al-Islam, which means the proof of Islam. He is regarded as one of the greatest Islamic scholars in history. His contributions extended across various fields, such as jurisprudence, philosophy, theology, and mysticism. Al-Ghazali was especially known for his ability to synthesize intellectual and spiritual traditions, which significantly transformed Islamic scholarship. During a time when Islamic thought was divided between legal scholars, theologi- theologians, and philosophers, he became a unifying figure in harmonizing tourism with a revelation and law with spirituality. Next, his biography. His full name was Abu Hamid Muhammad ibn Muhammad al-Ghazali. He was born in 450, or we call 1058, in Tas, Khorasan, which is in modern day in Iran. His father was a devout man and a wool spinner. After his father's death, Al-Ghazali and his brother were raised by a close Sufi friend of their father. For his education, he began his basic Islamic studies in Tas, and then continued in Jordan for higher education. He studied at the Nizamiya Madrasa in Nishapur under the guidance of the famous scholar Iman al-Juwaini, also known as Iman al-Haramain. He excelled in faith, Islamic law, kalam, we call it as theology, logic, and philosophy. For his academic career, Imam Al-Ghazali gained fame for his sharp intellect and deep insight. At the age of 33, he was appointed head professor at the Nizamiya University in Baghdad. His lectures attract huge audience and made him a central figure in Sunni Islamic scholarship. And then he's about his spiritual crisis and solitude. Despite his success and recognition, Imam Al-Ghazali went through a deep spiritual and existential crisis. He began to question the sincerity and purpose of his own knowledge and status. During one of his lectures, he suddenly lost the ability to speak, which he took as a sign of from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. This led him to abandon his prestigious position in public life. Then he traveled for over 10 years to Damascus, Jerusalem, Mecca, and Medina. During this period, he lived in seclusion, practiced asceticism, and focused on spiritual purification. Many of his most influential spiritual writings were produced during this time. And then, after years of solitude, Imam Al-Ghazali returned to his hometown, we call as a task. There he found a small school named Zawiya and a Sufi retreat center. He spent his final years teaching, mentoring, and writing. Imam Al-Ghazali passed away in 505, or 1000. 1111 in the same town where he was born.
So now I will present about the contribution of Imam Al-Ghazali. So the first one is contribution to theology and Islamic creed. It is Akidah. Al-Ghazali made a significant contribution to defending the belief of Ahli Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He authored the book Al-Iqtiqad, which presented rational arguments to support sound Islamic creed and refute the deviant views of the Mu'tazilah. So the next one is excellent in Sufism, in perspective tasawwuf. Al-Ghazali played a crucial role in developing Sufism based on the Quran and Hadith. His magnum opus, Ihya Ulumuddin, that revival of the religious science, addressed spiritual in depth. It focusing on ethics, manners, and purification of the soul and inner sincerity. This work has had a lasting influence across the Muslim world. And next, major works. Imam Ghazali authored the numerous influential works that are still widely studied, which have four books. The first one is Ihya Ulumuddin, revival of the religious science, and second one Tahafut al-Falasifa, the incoherence of the philosophers, and third one, Al-Mustafa fi Usul Al-Fiqh, and last one, Kima Al-Sa'adah. It presents the alchemy of happiness. These work continue to serve as a foundational text in Islamic thought across multiple disciplines. So, Imam Al-Ghazali thought not only influenced the Islamic world but also impacted Western thinker like Thomas Aquinas. His effort to reconcile reason and revelation as well as Sharia and Sufism that made him a highly respected scholar across cultures. So, for information, the numbers of books written by Imam Ghazali is remarkably high, which estimate exceeding 200 words. Only around 50 of them have survived to until this day. More of these books were writing in Arabic, but also have some book written in Persian. So next, I pass to next presenter.
Okay, so now I would like to talk about Imam Al-Ghazali's prominent writing. Imam Al-Ghazali was one of the most influential scholars in Islamic history. He wrote over 300 books in his lifetime, although many were lost during the Mongol invasion of Baghdad. His work covered important areas such as philosophy, spirituality, politics, and personal development. In philosophy, he is well known for his book The Incoherence of the Philosophers, where he criticized Muslim philosophers who relied too much on Greek logic. In the field of religion and spirituality, his famous work is The Revival of Religious Science, which is a guide on worship, ethics, and purifying the soul. He also wrote The Beginning of Guidance, a simple book about how to live a good Islamic life. In politics, he wrote Advice to Kings, a book advising rulers on leadership with justice and morality. Lastly, in his personal search for truth, he wrote Deliverance from Error, which share his spiritual struggles and how he found peace through Sufism.
Um, Next is conflict and drama Imam Al-Ghazali. Below controversy or tension involving Imam Al-Ghazali. First, conflict with philosopher. One of the most famous intellectual conflict was Al-Ghazali's critique of Islamic philosophers like Ibn Sina and Imam Al-Farabi, like in the incoherence of the philosophy Tahafut al-Falasifa. In this word, Al-Ghazali accused philosopher of holding views that contradict Islamic orthodoxy, particularly in three areas where he declared them heretic kufar. And that's mean three. One, the eternity of the world. Two, God's knowledge of particulars. Three, Daniel of bodily resurrection. Then Imam Ibn Rashid later responded with Tahafut al-Tahafut, the incoherence of the incoherence, defending philosophy and accusing Al-Ghazali of misunderstanding the philosophers. Next, personal spiritual crisis. Imam Al-Ghazali underwent a deep personal crisis around 1095 CE, which caused him to abandon his prestigious position at the Nizamiya Madrasah in Baghdad. He experienced intense doubt and skepticism, questioning the reliability of sense perception and rational knowledge, which is he described in his autobiographical work, Deliverance from Error, from Al-Mughni min Al-Dalal. So consequences, he abandoned teaching and he went into seclusion for over a decade, traveling to Damascus, Jerusalem, Mecca and Medina. Next, number 3, criticism by Hanbali scholar. Imam Al-Ghazali, affinity for Sufism and Ashraq theology through criticism from Hanbali traditionalists and some other Sunnah scholar who saw he approach as to mystical, to speculative and deviant from strict scripturalism. Scripturalism. Some even accuse him of innovation, that's made bid'ah due to his incorporation of philosophy and Greek logic into Islamic truth. And lastly, ambiguity in political stage. Imam Al-Ghazali worked under the Seljukiya Nizam al-Mulk, yet his later work criticized political corruption and the ulama's entanglement with worldly power, while he didn't lead any political rebellion. His writings like Nasihat al-Muluk, um, which is Counsel for Kings, offer veiled critique of power and myths of religions. Uh, that's all.
Okay, the last part I will present about Al-Ghazali's intellectual legacy. So the first is Prof of Islam. Al-Ghazali was given the title Prof of Islam or Hujjatul Islam because he defended Islamic teachings from foreigner philosophies. This title reflects his intellectual recognition. And the number two, leaving a lasting influence. His idea and writing are still referenced in both traditional and modern education. Al-Ghazali, he remained a role model for Muslim scholar. Number three, next, foundation of Islamic psychology. Number three, Al-Ghazali believed that behavior and morality come from one spiritual state. This become a key foundation in Islamic-based psychology.
And the last part is number 4, integration of ethics and spirituality in learning. Al-Ghazali emphasized education that builds both intellect and spiritual legacy that still continues in Islamic education today. So that's all from us about Hujjatul Islam Al Ghazali, and the last part is our reference. Thank you.